Okay, for now we're going to have Ender presenting.
Hello everyone. Hello there. Today I will talk about something just to clear the air when it comes to topic AI. But for that, I will just start through from my own experiences and intersections and the consciousness. But the thing is, before I start, to like to say that I always been a big fan of sci-fi and supernatural cosmic horror, and thanks to H.P. Lovecraft, George Lucas, which is the father of Star Wars, and that's why I found myself that with the technology, and since the 2002, I started to work in digital agencies as a creative director, storyteller, short story writer, and also team leader. And since 2010, I started to continue to work as a UX UI lead designer. But at some point, I find myself like this. In my home country, near the beach, and thinking about my future, what I'm going to do next. Because, on the other hand, I have been part of the physical exhibitions with my photo manipulation works. And like this, I'm just thinking through what I'm going to do next. One dodgy night, something miraculous has happened. I have seen a guy on the YouTube streamer talking about with the short descriptions and the stories turning into an image through the AI collab. From the Google presented with the notebooks that you can reach out. And it was fascinating to see that technology, because innovative technology never occurred in history when it comes to extinction. So technology evolves and humanity evolves. So the 1st of December 2021, yes, I decided to dig into this technology. And I just released on February 2022 my first collection, which is more than half of it just sold out, and I just gained some money. So I realized that, hey, I can sell with the collaboration of AI works with my own skill set on the NFT blockchain. People are just liking it. But, sorry. So what is actually AI creative image? It's actually the code blocks, you can say, the programs and tools just give you the opportunity to never-ending stream that you can just create unusual stuff. As you can see, you can just combine your skill set with this technology with an artistic approach that you can just blend it through. So if you go back in time, since the painting on the cave walls, this kind of expression, especially artistic expression, to belong to us. But now we have a new player in the house, which is AI. So you can say that you can merge your skill set with this technology and keep on going and present it uniquely created stuff. This one that I created on PYTTI Sportster, which is just one frame in immersive work already exhibited in Turkey. And according to Collins Dictionary, the AI is the word of the year. It's already fourfold entirely. It's so intriguing word, and everyone is asking about the question, what is AI? And where exactly artistic approach is starting. So, it starts with your story. While you're just imagining your story in your mind, and the composition in your mind, and how to define, to reflect on the screen. And it's all about start creating the story in your mind. While you're creating, you're just implementing all the artistic experiences your wide education background and lifetime experiences as well. So this is an example, the raw output, and on the right side you are seeing the prompt itself. There is no reference any artist on this prompt. It's rendered in Stable Diffusion. This is a raw output, but the thing is that they're reaching out the perfect prompt to a lot of time to make a proper output in the raw file. And when you see on the screen that you will say, hey, I can work with this. As an artist, what can I do with this in order to evolve this image into this one? So I used my Photoshop skills, photo manipulation skills. Also, like I mentioned earlier, my background story when I was a big fan of supernatural cosmic horror and sci-fi. So if you compare with this together, you will see the difference. So that's the intersection when you just start working with AI as an artist. And this is an AI collaborative post-production processes. So I continue. In my humble opinion is that this is a new medium. If you're talking about what is art, what is artist, and how do you take position in the middle of between AI and yourself. And all I can tell you that we are just only limited by our imagination. The only thing that limits us is our imagination. So all I can say, tell you, and I invite you to using these kind of tools and share your own experiences. So thank you very much. If you do have any questions, oh, okay, I can answer you back.
Do we really need a microphone?
Sorry, apologize.
No.
The prompt that you have written, did you write it yourself? Did you also use AI to write the prompt to generate AI Inception?
Actually, I published a collection through my short stories, already finished like 5 chapters of it. So I use my own words, my own stories that I write before. So what you are seeing is you're just blending through with my own short stories, and after they understand how these AI models are just working when it comes to description, because they are just using another language. You need to practice a long time, which makes that I worked like 2 years already. I just try out since the Wikigen Plus clip, which is Google provided, Midjourney, PyTTI, Disco Diffusion, Stable Diffusion, and each of them are just different interpretation when it comes to understand what you're writing through. So that's why you need to adjust your prompts or the descriptions or the stories according to the model of the AI. So this is my story that I just changed through that AI can understand what I'm writing and what I'm describing, and what I like to see exactly on the screen. It's not just random words. If you're just using random words, yes, you can just get something phenomenal, but it's not going to be that you wanted to see on the screen, and it's not going to be something unique, only just personal thing that you want to see. So it's there's a fine line between randomness or something curated on the screen.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, thank you. I always wondered. I wondered at the end of the Stranger Things of if he actually died, but he seems to be resurrecting, through your art. Yeah.
Thank you. At the end of the presentation, you said?
No, yeah.
Oh, sure. I can open that as well. By the way, at the end of the presentation, you will say my name and surname on the X platform. If you'd like to have any question to ask, you can just DM me, and I will just try to answer you on my best.
Nice. I have a question too.
Okay.
I'm an artist too. I have a side of me that's an artist too. And as an artist, I feel and I know that in the entire history of humanity, artists doesn't have the value that we want to have. There are many artists that died and make success after dying. So we know that it's difficult. And with the AIs coming more and more, me as an artist, I get afraid now because it's getting difficulter. It's worse now for me because my art is music, and today AI can do music and can do music with like Freddie Mercury's voice or anyone's voice. And I want to know your opinion as an artist, as a professional artist that's using AI to make your art better. How this is going to be the future? What do you feel? How the people will consume art? How they want to consume your art? Not just say a prompt, a random prompt to the AI make an art for them and say, oh, okay, AI can do this. Why it's your art better than AI? You know?
Okay, I will try to answer you my best. The first thing is that when it comes to copyright, I want to say that how the AI tools are working. I know that every single one of you that already using Instagram, X, or similar platforms. Yeah. And while just subscribing yourself, there is a privacy policy and terms of use, right? Which one of you just read through? None of you, right?
I did.
You did? Okay. At least we have one.
That's the thing we've got to do nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you already consent the data, then the platform is just free to use. And the big companies are just selling those data, which you already given them freedom. But AI models are working like, for example, they're just investigating and checking every single angle Leonardo da Vinci's art. But they're not copying it. They're just learning the style. How did they do that? With the expression, the feeling, the soul, the insight, how did they work? And also the AI able to read every single article on the internet about the artist and their artistic expression as well. So they just iterate. They just create something different, something new, freshly created, because AI is working on RNG, which means random number generation output. If you create something with the prompt that I showed you earlier, with the same prompt, you never get the same thing again. So that's what makes uniqueness. The second thing is that as an artist, that the new copyright rules are overly obligated to these kind of tools, which makes you that you're unable to write down the artist names. So you cannot use them. And most of the AI artists are so furious about that because they use it. But it was not my choice. I try to stick with the plain prompts without using the name of the rest of the artists on the chain or on the internet. So that's the gray area right now, but it depends on the artist's approach. So this is my approach, to use the plain prompt and my own skills and merge them together in order to bring something new. But of course there are always cash grabbers and who likes to earn money so fast and vanish instantly. Okay, lots of questions.
Yeah, no, it's not a question, it's actually a response on his, because I understood his question differently. He is afraid of competing with AI to see if people still value human-created art versus, right? That is a little bit how I understood it.
Okay,
And actually, yeah, just my own response, because I'm from the Netherlands and we have a lot of Dutch painters, and a lot of paintings are quite simple. I mean, style is something subjective, but I think if you look at Mondrian, there's nothing special about it. What people invest in is actually the story of the artist. So I do think that even in the future when AI can create like whatever art, they're not as good in storytelling because it's basically a computer that generated it. And I think a lot of people that buy art are actually investing in the artist. So I think the human perspective is still very important. People like to go to a concert. They prefer a concert of Red Hot Chili Peppers instead of going to a club where they're just putting on music of Red Hot Chili Peppers. So the human people are still willing to pay more if it's human, and I think in the future it's going to be that perspective as well. But I would be curious to know what you think.
The thing is that the most of my collectors actually invest in me in a long-term time. I mean, they just told me that we are just investing in you because we value your stories and your approach to this kind of art. And because I always try to show them the story of my background, what I'm thinking, what I imagine, what I wrote, is way more important than I created on the screen. It's just the showcase. When you see on the blockchain, it's just the front face. But when they read the description, they change their mind and they just decided to invest in me, not the image only. They're investing the background story of this kind of work, what kind of effort that I just invested through until I came with this kind of stuff. It took like 2 years to be professional with this kind of merge and AI collaborative art. I was the, you can say, OG, original the artist who just trying and experimenting with the first generation of the AI. So they valued that. They valued the time that I invested from now and then. So this is the way. That's why the collectors are just keep investing what I do, and they're always asking what we will do next, because you already explored a lot of stuff in front of us. What will be the next threshold?
Yes, I believe so. People invest in the process, not only in the result.
Exactly. The right keyword is this, the process itself, the time that I invested on spend, because already mentioned that I just start working with the company. I was in a comfort zone. The salary was amazing, but I always wanted to do something for myself. And the 1st of December, when I was sitting on the beach, I decided that I talked with my wife. I told her that, you know what, I will do something different only to make myself happier with my existence. Yes, I know that the salary is amazing, the network is amazing, the brand is already happy with my work, because I always creating the best solutions for the problematic approach when it comes to their platforms, on the UX solutions or UI solutions for the user-centric designs. But it's something that I am just making them happy, not for me. So that's the intersection and the crossroads in front of me when I have seen this kind of NFT technology, that the value in the art itself. But yeah, I was in another comfort zone, which my photo manipulation works, but I wanted to do something new, something fresh, something that people, when they see it, they will just amazed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's just a tool.
For me, yes. For me, it's just a tool, an assistant that where you can use like Photoshop, Procreate, or any other tools that on the artistic approach that you will just create something for your audience. It's just a tool. But how you use it, it depends on your approach.
Shall not be afraid.
You don't need to be afraid, because, I mean, I created these works, but there will be no other who will be able to do something like this. Because I always implement something special in the post-production process. For example, I'll just go back a little bit. Yeah, this one. Every single person right now on the blockchain is just trying to sell their artwork as an NFT with the pixelated stuff. But they are just always asking, how you did this kind of fabric and the scan lines. Even though the size is unaltered, it remains as it is. What was the secret recipe? That's the value as an artist that you had to implement it. That's what makes that you're just put in a position this kind of technology as a tool. And again, it depends on the artist that using the raw output directly is coming from the AI or just playing with it. I choose the second one. I choose to change the 70% of the image when it comes to AI. You see, normal face is different, eyes are different, hands are different, the background is different actually, the light is different. I changed more than 70%, which makes, with the new copyright rules, if you change 70% of the raw output image from through the AI, it will be yours. So I tried to achieve that, and I did that. It takes time, but at the end of the story, I was the winner.